Hello, and welcome back. So last time, we took down Victor and Victoria after arriving in the land of Eternian. And that was a rough fight, which introduced me to the first time I'd ever seen this game crash. Ever.
Hail, nescient children of man.
Who's there?
A petulant daughter's act of rebellion against the father who neglected her.
What?
The naive Vestal's sense of justice as dictated by others, unquestioned as it is unflinching. An orphaned existence, ignorant of himself and alone in this world. Has playing as the trusty friend filled your hollow soul, boy?
Show yourself!
Not but children, all of you.
What?
I am done here. I leave the rest to you, Alternus Dim.
Your cooperation is much appreciated.
Cooperation? No. It is simply a matter of friendly concern. My interest lies in the Templars, the Grand Marshal's daughter. You may cast the remaining 3 into the dungeon, if you so wish.
Yes, my lord.
The 2 newest members of the Council of 6 have perished at the hands of the Vestal. 'Tis such a pity. I never had the chance to meet them.
So Victor and Victoria have met their end.
Yes, Lord Marshal.
A tragic end to tragic lives.
Indeed. But the Vestal and her fellow conspirators have been captured.
Though the toll was heavy, we have them at last. Well done, Alternus. Well done.
No, this was not my doing. It was his.
I see.
There was one more matter, Lord Marshal. Your daughter, Edea, is in her room.
And
I simply thought you'd wish to know.
Is this my room? Where is everybody?
Idea is now the only one in the party. And we can see at least a little bit about how she lived her life. You can see there's a family portrait on the wall, but it only shows her when she was a little infant. And she has a number of collections here, including a big giant sword. And 3 little dresses on her bed. That's not her bed, actually. That's just a cushion in the middle of her room. Fancy chandelier and everything, and she has a huge collection of arms over here. I can sleep in her bed, but it doesn't... I guess I may as well. She's already fully rested, but, you know. I wanted to see if there's another cutscene. Looks like no. Alright. Let's go.
No, leave us. I simply wish to speak with my daughter. Now go.
Father. You never learned to knock first, no matter how many times I asked.
It seems like ages.
What have you done with my friends? Where have you taken them?
Your fellow conspirators are held in the dungeon.
The dungeon? I'd feared that. So they yet live?
As for the Wind Vestal,
Agnes, what will you do with her? You'll bring ruin upon Eternia if you harm a hair on her head.
you speak of ruin. It is you and your conspirators who nearly brought ruin upon this land. Crystalism is a cult, a tool for deceiving the masses. We can trust them with the crystals no longer. The Wind Vestal shall never again see the light of day. And should she persist with her uncooperative attitude,
Then it's as I feared. You'll have her executed, though she was merely caught in a web spun of your selfish ideals.
selfish, you say?
Well, they are, aren't they? You send big men to chase down and capture one little girl. You wage war far and wide. You ravage nature. You bring suffering upon innocence. Are those your ideals, Father? What is it you're trying to do? I don't understand. I just don't understand.
I did not raise you to be such a shallow little fool.
Yeah, well,
Father,
you haven't exactly
say such
answered her
things?
questions.
The Earth Crystal is now the last of the crystals here upon Luxendark to retain its normal state. All who seek to awaken the crystal, whether the Vestal or my own flesh and blood, shall face the wrath of my blade! You shall remain here whilst you regain your senses.
And just how long am I to be your prisoner?
Until you realize the error of your ways!
Can you not answer her questions?
Redouble the guard. My daughter poses a graver threat than you might think.
It's as I feared. Father does not understand.
You have the perfect time to answer her questions, and you just don't? Why?
Lord DeRosso, Your Grace, what brings you here? It has been 15 years since you last ventured forth.
15, you say? It brings me joy to see what a fine Grand Marshal you have become. For an immortal such as I, 15 years seems but a fleeting moment in time. Do you recall that day? It was dreadfully cold by your reckoning, though just the sort of weather in which I delight. Upon ceding the head counselor's seat to you, I retired to my castle and partook of a goblet of steaming wine. And now 15 years have passed since you rid yourself of me by naming me Archduke. But I ask you, are you content? You seized the Earth Crystal and laid waste to the places sacred to the Orthodoxy. And you brought the crystals under the dominion of man, exploiting them to build your ideal society. All great deeds we failed to accomplish. You should be proud.
I did it not for pride.
I would have you accept my words as true, for there is no veiled reproach therein. Indeed, you have acted most valiantly, unlike we who have long done naught but watch from the shadows. And yet, you have been too hasty, Braev the Templar. I fear I do not share your urgency, for my life has spanned 2,400 years. But I understand the reasoning therein, and it is from such understanding that I say you have been too hasty.
Though 15 years have passed, you have changed not one bit. However, if I might respond...
Father just doesn't understand. Right. Already. It's quite a way to the dungeon, but I'll manage.
Forgive me, Lord Marshal. Is Edea here with you?
No, she is not. She was supposed to be confined to her chambers.
Yes, Lord Marshal, she was. But she suddenly disappeared.
What's this? We're not the sentries vigilant?
They claim never to have stepped from their post. Her chamber door was never opened.
He does have a big window. Did you not notice
Her
that?
father's daughter, indeed. She acts from the same sentiments. Those sentiments that you once held for the Crystal Orthodoxy.
How could you know that? Have you not been away from this land these 15 years?
Was it not you who drove me to exile? Well, be that as it may. But to one such as I, you and your daughter are one and the same. Passionate, stubborn, not even 100 years old.
He's 40.
So it is I can understand what both father and daughter are thinking, simply by watching. You ought try speaking with her, and listening too. Your time for such opportunities grows short. Crystalism. Anti-crystalism. The quarrel between you and your daughter is but a proxy for that clash of ideas. Open your heart before it is too late. The very future of this world hangs in the balance.
You truly have not changed, have you?
Is that so? Well, you must forgive me. But lest you forget, it was you who appointed me Archduke.
I know the dungeon key is around here somewhere. Found it! Now to free everyone.
Four birds in a cage. Agnes! Idia! Ring a bell! Are you alright? Fit as fiddle. I am unharmed as well. Ah, rude! What's the big idea leaving me out? Sorry. Wait, Idia isn't here! What? Where is she then? Think about it. This is her home. She has friends here. Family. Right about now, she... You can't think this was all a trap? Idia is not the sort of person to commit such deception. I will not believe it. She's right. Me neither. And me the least of all. I'm saying she's in more danger than all of us. We're only enemies of the state. What, and Idia isn't? With her, it's personal. She betrayed them, Tiz. People here must bear a grudge against her. So you suspect she is being subjected to an especially cruel punishment? Ring a bell, your journal. What does it say? Anything about getting out of here? I'll have a look. No luck. I suppose even miraculous tomes have their limits. Then let us send Eri as a scout. What? Eri as a what now? You can pass between these bars. Please, go and have a look around the area. Nice thinking, Agnes. She may be able to track down the cell keys. But what if someone sees me? Do you think I can just muscle through like you all? Do you see any muscle on me? At all? If we all remain here, we'll get no closer to the Earth Crystal. Or to Idia. At least see if she's being held here in the dungeon or not. Oh, fine. You want me to go? I'll go. Wouldn't want Idia harmed. Not that anyone cares what happens to me. Thank you, Eri. I shall be praying to my pendant for your safe return. I expect I'll need it. Anyway, here goes nothing. Shh, wait, I hear something. Eek! What do I do? Someone's coming! I've gotta hide! Gotta hide! What's with all the noise? I can hear you guys from outside. Voice! Idia! Sorry to keep you waiting. I found the keys to this place. I'm just glad to see you're safe.
Are you alright, Ring a Bell?
Why wouldn't I be? I mean, I knew you'd come. All I had to do was sit back and wait. And, well, here you are. I'm the luckiest man alive. You're my savior, my goddess. Let me thank you with a big kiss.
Ring a Bell, are you coming or not? I can leave you here.
Of course. Let's go.
Ring a Bell joined the party. Glad you're alright, Ring a Bell. Thank you, my dear. I owe you. And a gentleman always pays his debts. Debts to ladies I repay tenfold. Here he goes. It's always this. If you would have me do something else, milady needs but ask. Alright then, Ring a Bell. How about you go out with me? That's very, might I ask what provoked that? If you were my boyfriend, where would you take me? Where's tonight's date? Tonight? Let me see. I need time to prepare all this time, and you never once stopped to think what to do if I ever said yes? Well, you see... I'm only teasing you. You can dish it out, but you can't take it at all. Oh, this is useful information. What? You've been treating Tiz like a little brother this whole time. And every time you get the chance, you tease poor Agnes. So, who do I tell this to first? Is neither an option? I vote neither. Then you owe me twice the hush money.
Thanks, Idia. You're a lifesaver.
You're quite welcome. But it was really nothing. After all, I was raised within Central Command's walls. I know every nook and cranny.
Were you able to speak with your father?
Huh? What does it matter to you?
You have family you can talk to. You ought to, you know.
You would forgive my father? Grand Marshal of Eternian Forces. Head Counselor of the Council of Six. You've seen how much Agnes has suffered because of my father's orders.
True enough, but...
You need not worry about me. We need to focus on awakening the Earth Crystal.
All right.
Tiz joined the party. Glad you're alright, Tiz. Thanks, I owe you one. Hey, Tiz. Tiz, how do you feel about Agnes? Be honest. What? Whoa! Where is this coming from? Never mind, it's written on your face. Your face? And hey, keep it down, would you? Don't worry, she can't hear us from here. And you can't keep hiding your feelings anyway. Go tell her. Tell her you like her. What? No, I don't. Well, I mean, the crystals come first. This is no time to be... I didn't mean right this second. Sometime, when it's just you two. You tell her, take her hand, and walk your path together, side by side. I mean it, Tiz. You're not going to find anyone else like her if you pass this up. Not ever. Never, ever, ever. Look, would you please keep it down?
Agnes, are you alright?
I am. Now that you're here, Adia, I'm glad to see you're safe and sound too.
Me?
Well, the Eternian forces do view you as a traitor to your homeland. I feared they'd have some unspeakable punishment awaiting you.
You needn't worry about that. My father is not so draconian as that. And yet, on second thought...
At least no harm has come to you.
I'd like to thank you too, Adia. You saved me from having to search this entire dungeon. Eri, do you think you could have carried this key around? You're so little after all.
It does look really heavy. I'd rather not think about lugging that about.
There's nothing to worry about now that I'm here. Well, I better lead the way. With your poor sense of direction, Agnes, who knows where we'd end up.
Now hold on. My sense of direction has improved. At least somewhat.
Isn't that simply a matter of having Eri and Tiz lead the way?
Well, that may be, but...
Don't take it so hard. Now come on, follow me.
If you say so.
Now, if we can get through here, then... Hold on while I try this key. It won't open.
Are you sure? Do we need a different key?
I don't understand. I'd thought...
I imagine they changed the locks.
Little Adia, in a bit of a bind?
Who's there?
Sage? Is that you? What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? I could ask you the same. As for me, I'm right where I belong.
Right where you...
Yes, indeed. You see, I'm a founding member of the council that preceded the Duchy of Eternia. And that would make me your enemy.
I don't... understand.
I've been sequestered in Yuliana Woods ever since that Templar Braev seized power. But the fact remains, I still count among the members of the Council of Six.
You were acquainted with my father? Then you must have known who I am. Why didn't you say so, you miserable old lech?
I saw little need, being that I was in seclusion and no longer attending the council.
This cannot be. You were a trusted friend to us. A teacher-like figure who rendered aid. And to now hear you say you serve Eternia? The people who killed the Earth Vestal, the Fire Vestal, Olivia! I don't understand. Who are you, really?
Who indeed? I am but an outsider looking in.
What do you want with us?
An old friend has risen from a long slumber, so I came to see him. While I was here, I thought I would deliver a warning.
A warning?
Then you yet serve the Duchy's forces, and mean to stand against us?
You are not entirely wrong there. This world is not so clean or pleasant as you may think. I suspect your journey this far has taught you as much. Malice is not the only enemy. The road to ruin is oft paved with good intentions. With action comes consequence. The joy of some may be the misery of others. To decide one way is to abandon the other. Knowing this, will you continue upon your chosen road?
Nothing could stop me.
You mean us?
Right. Us. We've come so far together.
Is that so? Well then, have the courage to think and act on your own.
Those words. Have the courage to disobey.
Well now, you do remember.
Sage.
Step back.
Sage?
Know that ever shall I be watching over you.
Eternian Central Command lies ahead, and the chamber of the Council of Six is housed at its summit.
So that's where we'll find your father, Adia?
Yes. Along with the Dark Knight Alternus Dim and that strange man who put us to sleep.
Well, we need the key Adia's father has. That's the only way we'll make it to the Earth Crystal. If we can just get the key, maybe we can avoid fighting a lot of people.
I'm afraid that is one big if.
Yeah, it is.
Lord Marshal, the gate to the dungeon was utterly destroyed. But why would Yuliana assist in the Wind Vestal's escape?
The capricious old fool. I cannot fathom his thoughts. But that the two appear now after 15 years. It's as if they have come to gloat over my demise.
Lord Marshal, I'm afraid I don't understand. It is unlike you to utter such bleak words.
Victor and Victoria are defeated. And we no longer receive word from our squads deployed abroad. Those two grandsires said their piece. They're going into hiding again. All that remains now of the Council of Six are you and I, Alternus.
I shall not concede defeat. Were we but to slay the Wind Vestal.
And what of my daughter? Could you slay her too?
I...
Hear me, Dark Knight, Alternus Dim. I would have you escape while you still may.
Your Lordship, I must protest. Am I such a burden to be sent away so?
It is my faith in you that makes me bid you leave. For I have a task I would entrust to no one else.
You need merely speak the word.
The time has come for me to share my true aim in restoring the Duchy of Eternia and reveal the secret born by its predecessor. Until now, only I and those two grandsires were privy to such knowledge.
Rainbow gained a job level. which masters Knight and teaches him Supercharge. Supercharge. Attack using a physical attack that converts double the amount of physical defense into attack power. Which is what the dual shields thing is for. As for his job, we're swapping over to Spellfencer. I think you can tell how this is going to go. Abilities. Job command. See, so he can use his previous thing. That's how that's going to go.
This is the room where I grew up.
So this was your room.
Hey, ring a bell. Let a girl keep some privacy.
Where's the fun in that? This place must be full of memories. I can almost taste them. I don't have any memories, least any I can recall. So forgive me if I wax a little sentimental here. They say you can tell a person by their room. And all I can say is, what a fine room you have here.
Thank you.
Hey, isn't that a picture of you, Adia? You look so young.
Oh, how embarrassing. Let's pretend you didn't see that.
Here's one with your entire family.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
Seeing this picture leaves no doubt of the depth of your father's love for his daughter.
If by love you mean exasperation, you may be right.
Are you truly prepared to battle your own father?
That would seem to be my destiny. You could say I truly am my father's daughter. We are both of a mind that shan't ever waver once we decide upon something. To go against one willing to die for his beliefs calls for steely resolve. That is why
It doesn't have to be this way.
How so?
It serves no purpose to abandon dialogue from the start. Not while you are both here to talk.
I will consider it.
Consider it strongly. It is a rest stop, too.
But that cannot be. How could such a secret be behind the crystals?
It's not for us to question the truth. I will see that the Vestal and her followers are stopped here. And you, I would have you prepare for the worst. The Pillar of Light will appear somewhere in this world. You must find it, Alternus. And you must be victorious.
Father.
How could I have not known about that secret passage to your room? What am I to do with you now, Adia?
Well, I've been using it almost as long as I could walk. It's come in handy more than once.
I see.
Listen, Father. The truth is, well, I wanted to help you fulfill your ideals. I truly did. I think I was lonely. I mean, no matter how I tried to get through to you, you never paid me any mind. It was as if you always had your back turned towards me until I left Eternia.
It was not that I never accepted you. Rather, you were ever my pride and joy. My assigning you to the Sky Knights was an acknowledgement that you had become the woman I knew you could be. I had thought you might tame that band of ruffians, to bring them to order, and lead them. Alas.
Thank you, Father. I never knew you felt that way.
Do not thank me, for I too shall do whatever it takes. I cannot allow you to lay hands upon the crystal. Mine is a cause that I shall not willingly abandon.
Yes, Mother told me. It was when she first fell ill that you began to rush the pursuit of your ideals. Was it not?
I will not stand by and watch you ruin all I've made. You and your band shall not pass.
Why, Father? Why must you always refuse to listen to me? Are we really that different?
My ideals are no longer my own. It is my calling, nay, my duty, to protect this world.
Protect the world? But it's you, Father, who endangers it! Is this battle between us all but inevitable? I came here knowing that mere words could never bend your will, and yet...
You've come this far, only to spout such sickly sweet sentiments. You disappoint me. Blood and steel are the final resort between those unwilling to concede their beliefs.
You haven't answered her question yet on why you're doing this.
I am Braev Lee, the Templar, Grand Marshal of Eternia. Prepare for battle!
Okay. Obviously, we don't know what he's weak to yet, but we'll find out in just a second. Weak to dark. That's not helpful at all. Okay. And he has 35,000 HP. Stole a claymore. Awesome. Ooh, Comet. That's nice. Let's start with regen, though. Ow. do that again. He's weak to water now. think you can guess what his specialty is for his class. I get the feeling that it's going to be a bad time if I go ahead and attack right now. I'm waiting for him to run out of BP, but that's apparently not happening.
No holding back!
You have grown strong, my daughter.
Oh. I didn't realize he had that little health left. Yeah, so he had 350,000 HP, but we took him down 3 times. Tiz gained a job level, learned the Dagger Lore support ability, and we got an elixir. And we got the Templar asterisk. Templar, a warrior with formidable defense. Good offense and defense, favors swords and armor. Specialty is BP limit up, and job command is holy arts.
Braev! Mother!
You should not have come.
Forgive me, Braev. Forgive me, Adia. This is all my fault.
What is this foolishness you speak? You are ever the strength that keeps me alive. And I love you, and Adia, dearly.
Father?
Do not fear. He is merely unconscious.
Oh, okay, good.
His wounds, they will heal, though it will take some time. And he may never wield his sword again.
Mother, I took up arms against Father. I told myself I was ready to fight him, even if it meant shortening his years.
Then surely you will not stray from your path, so long as you hold that feeling near and dear. By your actions, you have finally granted your father a reprieve from his anguished struggle. It was for the best.
Mother, we now go to awaken the Earth Crystal.
I see.
Forgive me.
There is no need to ask my forgiveness.
Oh, but there is, Mother. For if we awaken the crystal, your treatments will no longer be possible. We will no longer be able to keep what ails you at bay. What sort of daughter does that to her mother?
Oh, Edea, you truly are your father's daughter. And that is what makes you even more dear to me.
Mother!
How very touching. I beg pardon for my interruption, but your fear is misplaced.
And you are...
Of course, you had yet to see me in this form. I am Lester de Rosso. But you may address me as Lord de Rosso.
What do you mean our fear is misplaced?
It appears you have underestimated the Templar's great deeds. Deeds for which he risked life and limb. For he has advanced science and medicine in this land by 100 years. While complete cures may not yet be possible, sickness and disease can be prevented from further progression. Awakening the crystal shall not rob your mother of such mortal life as she has left, Edea.
Well, that's good.
So then...
It wasn't
We are free
it wasn't relying
to
on it.
awaken the crystal.
Dear!
Ironic, is it not? To think I would be the one to urge the Wind Vestal and her companions to awaken the crystal. I can see purpose unwavering in your eyes. 'Tis as if I gaze upon Braev the Templar in his youth. And yet, there is still much that you cannot fathom. I have seen years measuring in thousands. Hope and sentiment intertwined with right and wrong, good and evil. The rise and fall of the Orthodoxy, the restoration of Eternia, the two conflicting beliefs concerning the crystals. So much may happen in a life immortal.
The way to Everlast Tower is beyond this door.
Let's go!
Well, good. We didn't kill Idea's parents. Let's press on. You're staring at that journal fit to burn a hole in it. I may as well. The thing stopped coughing up prophecies. Just who was the author in the end? I can't help but wonder. Did someone in the past foretell what the four of us would do? Or are the us in the book actually other people who lived in the past? Other people whose doings perfectly overlap with our own? Both theories are equally hard to believe. According to the text, you've met the book's author before, Agnes. Any recollection? No, I am not entirely without my suspicions, but I feel they must be wrong. After all, you don't recall writing it, do you, Ring a Bell? Me? I'm afraid not. And the author claims to have saved your life, Tiz. Do you remember anything? No, nothing. I'd always just assumed it was Owen that rescued me. And Idia, the author claims he's madly in love with you. Any ideas? So I can pummel him? If I said no, I'd be lying. What? I'm saying I have my suspicions where boys in love with me are concerned. But the facts don't add up. For either of them. Either? I suddenly find myself twice as angry. Regardless, to the extent its words can still be trusted, the book says... It says you three are going to meet the author if we keep pressing on. I see little point in fretting over someone we may or may not meet. The Earth Crystal awaits us, this much is fact, so let us hurry to the Everlast Tower. Seconded, awakening the crystals has to be our top priority. Then let us hurry on. Right. Hello, I'm Dragon Rider Luke. I'm a Christian streamer, and I'm always up for a friendly chat about my faith. I also think that it's important that people read or hear the Word of God frequently, so the next 5 minutes or so will be a chapter from the Bible. If it feels like I'm skipping around, that's because you're not watching my videos in stream order. Genesis 9. Then God blessed Noah and his sons, saying to them, Be fruitful, and increase in number, and fill the earth. The fear and dread of you will fall on all the beasts of the earth, and on all the birds of the sky, in the sky, on every creature that moves along the ground, and on all the fish in the sea. They are given into your hands. Everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I gave you the green plants, I now give you everything. But you must not eat meat that has its lifeblood still in it. And for your lifeblood I will surely demand an accounting. I will demand an accounting from every animal, and from each human being, too, I will demand an accounting for the life of another human being. Whoever sheds human blood, by humans shall their blood be shed. For in the image of God has God made mankind. As for you, be fruitful, and increase in number. Multiply on the earth, and increase upon it. Then God said to Noah and his sons with him, I now establish my covenant with you, and with your descendants after you, and with every living creature that was with you, the birds, the livestock, and all the wild animals, all those that came out of the ark with you, every living creature on earth. I establish my covenant with you. Never again will all life be destroyed by the waters of the flood. Never again will there be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, This is the sign of the covenant I am making between me and you and every living creature with you, a covenant for all generations to come. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Whenever I bring clouds over the earth, and the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant between me and you and all living creatures of every kind. Never again will the waters become a flood to destroy all life. Whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and all living creatures of every kind on the earth. So God said to Noah, This is the sign of the covenant I have established between me and all life on the earth. The sons of Noah who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These were the 3 sons of Noah, and from them came the people who were scattered over the whole earth. Noah, a man of the soil, proceeded to plant a vineyard. When he drank some of its wine, he became drunk and lay uncovered inside his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father naked and told his 2 brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it across their shoulders. Then they walked backward and covered their father's naked body. Their faces were turned the other way so that they would not see their father naked. When Noah awoke from his wine and found out what his youngest son had done to him, he said, Cursed be Canaan! The lowest of slaves will he be to his brothers. He also said, Praise be to the Lord, the God of Shem. May Canaan be the slave of Shem. May God extend Japheth's territory. May Japheth live in the tents of Shem, and may Canaan be the slave of Japheth. After the flood, Noah lived 350 years. Noah lived a total of 950 years, and then he died. May God bless the reading of his word.
It's no use. The lock won't open.
If you wish to pass this gate, seek you the 6 keystones throughout the lands.
Keystones?
Keys of stone? Stones that are keys?
Though the way is barred, 6 number the holes to be filled. I trust you can figure out the rest. The time is ripe to prove yourselves worthy. I shall say no more.
No fair! Couldn't you offer a small hint? Perhaps a name, a color, a shape?
I said I shall say no more. Now off with you. I shall await your return.
I have a feeling I know where they are. I'm curious. Had a feeling.
It seems we won't be docking here. Take us to Southmore. To the south!
Yeah, I didn't expect them to let us just do that.
Dragon! Here it comes!
Late on! Weak to wind! With 99, with 1 shy of 100,000 health. None of that's helpful. Well, that's not good. That was time slip there. You've got to be kidding me. It just did that right off the bat this time? Well, I'm not fighting that thing. Not right now.
comes!
Jabberwock. Weak to light. Oh, that's fine. I don't think I'm doing this. It's just not been going well. Is there an option for me to run? Yeah, I don't think I can do this side quest right now. So, yeah. But don't worry. I will do it eventually. Not right now. Welcome, I see Luigi JC? That's my best guess on that one. You were doing an art stream. Oh, that's neat. Thanks so much for the raid. We are coming up on the 4th crystal in Bravely Default. We're supposed to awaken this crystal. Though, of course, this is our 4th one, so we know there's going to be a monster in the way. Oh, he's a writer! Alright, we're up at Everlast Tower.
To think this was once the Temple of Earth. Look what has become of it.
I've never set foot here either. Yet the change is clear.
Well, at least it seems the Eternian forces dare not deploy troops here.
Yet I sense a foul presence.
Monsters, no doubt.
They may be after the Earth Crystal.
Let's hurry!
I never thought of reading short stories on stream. I do a lot of writing, so I put up a short story every Wednesday. But I haven't ever showed any of that on stream. Well met, brave souls. You bear the qualifications. I am the anchorite of Bolts, mouthpiece of Deus Ex. Withstand its assault, and its power shall be yours to command. Now, have you the confidence to accept its furious might? Yes? No? Maybe? I do. Really? Alright. Gosh. Then, show me you've the strength to stand firm.
Splendid!
Yeah, you can now summon Deus Ex Machina. Observations of the crystal.
Let's see. It says... Observations of the crystal. Submitted by... What? Victor's Court?
The energy within the crystals may be categorized by their names. It is fire, water, wind, and earth. The amplification effect of a crystal only extends to its corresponding element. For instance, the efficacy of this crystal extends to soil, land, mud, rock, and the like. It is for that reason the Orthodoxy names this the Earth Crystal. As for the method of extracting the energy it holds within...
Wow! Not that I really understand.
Yes. I'm afraid I didn't follow that either.
It seems I must look beyond what I had thought was simple desecration of the crystal.
Crystal healing waves.
The healing waves emanating from the crystal. This one also reads, submitted by Victor's Court.
Two kinds of waves have been observed emanating from the Earth Crystal. Waves that amplify white magic efficacy were likely used by the Orthodoxy for benediction, healing, and exorcism. The waves that amplify black magic efficacy were likely used for retribution and attacks upon enemies of the faith. The Lord Marshal ordered that only those waves that amplify white magic are to be extracted and utilized. New technique wherein an extraction cable is attached to the surface of the crystal without doing it harm has greatly advanced our work.
It seems they truly wish to advance medicine.
That treatment Idia's mother was receiving must have resulted from this research.
How could have such worthy efforts gone so terribly wrong?
Report on alchemical life.
Interim report on alchemical life research. Oh, this one reads, submitted by Vincent S. Porter.
A tome entitled Alchemical Life was found among a trove of forbidden volumes seized from the Orthodoxy. But rather than some book of the occult dealing in miracles and manifestations, it is an ancient book of medicine. It claims the crystal's white waves can stimulate an individual's cells, and the black waves can link cells between individuals.
Alchemical life? They went beyond merely saving lives?
Wait, there's more. This so-called alchemical life is unstable, and keeping the resulting subjects alive comes at great difficulty. So, it seems they propose that the research be shut down. Let's see. Oh, this is an account by a crystallist of high standing.
The Great Plague.
This is what the author wrote about the Great Plague.
The terrible plague ravaging the world finally reached our shores. Already there are those finally reached our shores. Already there are those falling ill in villages to the east. All its spread to Orthodoxy headquarters, top officials of the faith have closed all roads and forbidden the influx of people and goods. Controversy arose when a young cleric appealed to his superiors to use the power of the Earth Crystal for purification and medical treatment. But the proposal had no hope of approval, as we hold the crystals as sacred. The hierarchy ignored it. The purging of refugees for seeking to thwart the blockade was as a scene from hell. The purged believers were hailed as martyrs.
How terrible. How could they be so cruel?
By saying, we had no other choice, no doubt.
But to have a way to battle the plague and not use it, they simply forsook them.
A cleric departs.
The end of the plague. The date is much later than the past entries.
The young cleric appealed to his superiors day after day to no avail. When the Great Plague showed signs of abating, the Orthodoxy was overjoyed. Those who had advocated the blockade were showered with praise. Some days later, the young cleric was summoned before the Vestal, whereupon he was mocked and reprimanded for hours on end. The plague wiped out his village of birth, save for a few who escaped, and many other villages within the Faith's land suffered the same fate. Henceforth, the young cleric was never again seen among the ranks of the Crystal Orthodoxy. Guess who this young cleric was? Perhaps he was shipped to a post of no consequence, or fallen away altogether.
He sounded like a hero in the making. If he had counted among the Orthodoxy's leaders, this land would have perhaps changed for the better. But then perhaps I wouldn't have been here with you today.
Correct? The end of the world!
The end of the world.
The Orthodoxy's head temple has already fallen, and it shall not be long now before my refuge too is discovered by the invaders. The Earth Vestal was dragged before their leader. He was the once young cleric, now a seasoned soldier, fearless and self-assured. The Vestal faced him, hurling words of contempt and scorn, but ere she could finish, An enraged member of his guard cut her down with a stroke of his long blade, and the Vestal's body fell silently to the floor. All is lost. Guess who it is with the long blade?
So that's how the Earth Vestal was slain.
What an awful tale. With a stroke of his long blade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was Kami Izumi. And of course, the young cleric is Idia's father. And there's a bunch of lore at the top.
The Reconquest of Eternia. I wonder what it says in here.
The Reconquest of Eternia.
The Reconquest campaign. Troop deployments.
Our uprising was lacking in everything. Troops, armaments, cultivation of informants within the Orthodoxy. But the Crystal Orthodoxy would soon put their plans in motion. The debate between our Lord Templar and the Sage continued. At the end of 3 days and 3 nights, our Lord Templar gave the order to strike. His family was to remain behind in this land. We departed before sunrise the next day. We procured weapons and ammunition in Ansheim, and then slipped secretly into Eisenberg. From northern Eisenberg, 3 fortified airships took us across the highlands, at last entering the land of Eternia. An abridged listing of our main invasion forces follows. The valiant usurper Braev the Templar. Our Lord Templar insisted we name him as Usurper. Assault troops for the Temple of Earth. They are to take the Earth Crystal and protect our Crystal Technology Squad. Swordmaster Nobutsuma Kamiizumi, Commander Hayredden Barbarossa, Lieutenant Commander Dr. Vincent S. Court, Technology Squad Leader, accompanied by his 10-year-old son serving as his assistant. Assault troops for the Orthodoxy's head temple. They are to halt all of the institution's functions and seize all of its forbidden tomes and assets. Sir Argent Heinkel, Commander Fiore de Rosa, Lieutenant Commander Barris Lair, Officer in Training Erutus Profiteur, and Dr. Kata, Auditors. Occupation forces for the city of Eternia. These troops will be assigned to keeping the peace and preparing for the laying of the cables. Spellfencer Sigma Kent, Commander Einheria Venus, Officer in Training Holly White, Medic in Training.
Head Temple Occupation. It says this one is written by Sir Argent Heinkel, Commander.
Once the Temple of Earth fell and news of the Earth Vestal's demise reached the Resistance at the Head Temple, they quickly surrendered. The Orthodoxy soldiers and leaders were stripped of their weapons and confined to the temple. Lord Templar strictly forbade us from rampant slaughter and maltreatment of the vanquished. None have yet disobeyed his order. Those sympathetic to our cause were allowed to join us, while those who refused were to be released. As for Erutus Profiteur, the man sent to the treasure house to seize the Orthodoxy's assets, unsavory rumors about him soon began to circulate. Investigation into bribes by former Orthodoxy officials and the large-scale disappearance of artworks from the treasure house is underway. Dr. Kata, tasked with deciphering the Orthodoxy's forbidden spells, continues to meet clandestinely with his lieutenant De Rosa. In comparison, Barris Lair's simple enthusiasm for more fighting is almost refreshing to see. The occupation of the city.
The occupation of the city. This one says it's written by Commander Sigma Kent.
A month has passed since our bloodless occupation of the city of Eternia, and the people are finally beginning to settle into their daily lives. Einheria, originally from this city, doggedly patrols its streets, saying, "I shall defend the city that is home to my master's training grounds." The occupation force is also comprised of others from this land, and perhaps that is another reason for the easing of the people's fears. A few days prior, it was announced that this land had been rechristened the Duchy of Eternia. member of the royal bloodline that once ruled Eternia before the Crystal Orthodoxy was restored to power as Archduke. And naming himself Grand Marshal of the Eternian forces, the Lord Templar began his tireless effort to build a new system of government. When Dr. Vincent S. Court proposed a great feat of engineering to be erected in one corner of the city, it was approved at once. Great cables are to be extended from the Temple of Earth all the way to the city, but I know not their purpose. Rumor has it the cables are to be linked with the buildings under construction in the medical district, also part of the doctor's proposal. The decreed construction schedule is tight, and will surely require additional laborers from among the people and former Orthodoxy members. I spotted medic in training Holly White being scolded by Victor, a boy of the same age, for standing around and watching the construction. Now we know a little bit more about all the people that we brutally slaughtered. Now we're gonna save. And it's way too late, it's past 10. I absolutely have to stop now, unfortunately. Right in front of the boss. But, that's going to be all for today, so... when we come back next time, we'll be fighting this boss right through here. That everyone knows it's here. I mean, we've done 3 crystals, right? Why would the 4th be any different? At any rate, that's going to be all for today, so thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.